guys? Welcome back to the Side Dish Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Shin, joined as always by my co-host, Jay Lee.
Hey.
We're joined again by Suman Han.
Hi.
And our very good friend, Samuel's back from LA. Woo-woo.
Hello.
Wait, Sam, what's your last name again? I forgot. Sam's son.
Yeah.
No, we can try that again.
Horrible.
No? Okay. Sam, welcome back to Korea, dude.
Thank you.
I just checked the last time we recorded together. I mean, we've seen you like at least once a year since we recorded, but
Year and a half.
A year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So what brings you back to Korea? Are you're just kind of hanging out?
I'm just here. I came through a couple of weeks ago, but my trip was cut short, so I came back out again, and
we met your friend Keenan, by the way, who was on our last episode. A really cool guy.
Yeah, Keenan's
fucking
the man.
actually such an inspiration because when we were talking to him, he's really got his shit together in a way that he's like 4 years younger than us, 6 years younger than us, and I was like, damn, bro. When I was 31, I was not nearly as disciplined or motivated as him. And
yeah, Keenan's way more mature than all of us.
Yeah.
Has his stuff together. He just got married last year.
And he bought his first house and shit, bought his apartment. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. And not even that. Like, I've known him since he was maybe 25, 26. But even by the time he was 28, 29, he was just like, living...
Like had a vision for the future.
Yeah, living
like
a better life than most of us. Like, yeah, he was saying.
I would say around that time I was working as well.
He would be telling like us like, oh, I'm too old for this shit. When we're like going out, I'm like, oh shit, bro, we're like way older than you. And
Yeah,
we're still doing it.
I feel like also dovetailing what Sue said. I think at that time in your career, Sue, you were like killing it at Netflix. Were you at Netflix at that time?
No, I think I was at Wave at that time.
At Wave.
But also, I wasn't really going out that much either. So.
Well, that's because you were just at your apartment drinking wine.
At Wave? You were doing cool shit though. You were like
We were
out
doing
and about.
events, but that was work. So I didn't spend.
I have to hang out with Kanye and Kid
Yeah,
Cudi,
exactly.
like-
You went to the Kanye listening party in
Yeah,
Wyoming.
pretty
Like,
sick.
that's kind of crazy.
And then I went home immediately afterwards.
I don't think
making
like,
a point here.
I'm just saying, like, I don't have anything to brag about in my career that's nearly marginally as cool as that. But speaking of cool, like, yeah, we went to the Kith store, me and Sue, last week with like. So our friend Cindy was there, and her mom's a celebrity. So I felt pretty cool that day, to be honest.
That was a
we like
fun
rolled
day,
through
yeah.
with like a celebrity. Like Keenan gave us like the red carpet, like hooked it up for us, let us like.
The ice cream was really
Yeah, it
good.
was awesome. It was actually so sick.
Ice cream's so good.
Yeah, it was amazing. So if you're listening and you live in Seoul, check out the Kith store in Seongsu. But yeah, hanging out with Keenan kind of reminded me of like he said in the podcast, he's like, I don't want to have any vices. So he like quit drinking for a while. He doesn't smoke. He like works out a lot. And it kind of resonated with me because I definitely think that I'm living a healthier lifestyle now, but I still drink and I eat like shitty food. Not more often than I did when I was single because my wife makes me eat healthier. But, like I will go on binge. Like last week, we ate salads and healthy food all week. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I just pigged the fuck out.
But I think that's what you're supposed to do.
But I woke up on Monday having gained a
That
kilo.
isn't what you're supposed to do.
What? like cheat day. I heard that's like
No,
a thing.
no.
Yeah, but it's better to just live in moderation and be steady all throughout the week.
What? That sounds
know.
horribly boring.
Yeah, but
This is the news
No,
to
Jay's
Sue.
right.
But
Yeah.
wait,
Jay's right.
what?
That doesn't mean you do salad all day, every day. It's
yeah,
like
life
just,
would suck. Why would you,
know,
live?
it's just like, maybe 2 salads a day and then a burger at night.
I love that. Maybe 2 salads a day. I'm not saying
then-
salad every day, but maybe
like,
2 salads a day.
If you go like 6 days or like 5 days of just super healthy and then you binge like crazy those last 2 days, you're just undoing that. So instead of doing
This is
that-
news to Sue,
this
by
is
the way.
literally news to me because
had a
I
kebab
thought
at
the
3 in the morning.
idea of cheat day was like you get to let loose for
Yeah,
a day
but-
or two, and that helps your
I
fitness.
mean, you do whatever works for you.
Yeah,
If
but
that works
I'll-
for Sue, then it works.
The idea
but-
you thought that helps your fitness is very funny.
I think that also people's ideas of cheat day is different, right? So like someone who is super healthy might be like, oh, Sunday is my cheat day. I'm going to have rice with this meal.
Oh my god,
Whereas-
it's so sad.
It sounds like for you, it's like, I'm going to have
A full
3
pizza.
burritos,
Yeah.
a pizza.
And like 4 pastries,
Right.
Which is what happened yesterday.
So yeah.
oh my God,
it's
you had
just-
4 pastries yesterday?
Yeah, I had a really bad cheat day yesterday,
Man.
but it's been cheat week.
But it's also like you were really strict for like a month.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
You were doing
Yeah.
really well.
I definitely fell off the wagon.
Dude.
Yeah.
You gotta find like
Hard.
a baseline.
Yeah.
Compromise.
Yeah.
It's all about balance.
Yeah,
It's all
and whatever works for you. For me, it's like I eat really healthy during the day, like super clean, like no sugar, like and then dinner I just let loose.
You eat like
but that works
nice
for me.
dinner.
Yeah.
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 I mean, what used to work for me was not eating breakfast, like basically intermittent fasting. And then now I've just reached a point where my body's like, nope, you need to also exercise and also like not eat carbs as like much as you can, restrict carbs. Last year when I went to the doctor and he was like, hey, like cut back on bread, I lost like 3 kilos really easily because I just cut out beer basically and bread and pasta. And there's part of my brain that's like, you have to do that again. And I'm drinking a beer
Yeah,
right now.
cheers.
So yeah.
Cheers.
I don't know. It looks kind of healthy to me for some reason. The marketing on that.
Yeah,
It
is
says
good.
pure.
Yeah.
Is it a light
That's why.
version?
It's pure, and then the
It's not
top
even
of
the
it's
light
like
version.
light.
It just says pure and it has a light green veneer.
Yeah.
And we assume it's like grass-fed beer or something.
Yeah. Thank you, Tara and Qingdao, for
Thank you for sponsoring the
this
podcast.
But I've been trying to do like I did a 건강 검진, which is just a yearly checkup. I
Yeah.
guess.
What did they
And,
say?
Oh, he's gonna brag.
I'm gonna brag right
Yeah.
now. So
Are you healthy as fuck?
I'm pretty healthy. Like I only got the blood work and the urine done, so it.
Did you have to poo in like a little thing?
No,
Oh
so-
man, you got to do the poo work.
I know. I wish I did that. It sounds kind of.
It's pretty gnarly. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah,
Pretty gross.
But like all the blood work came back good. I thought, I drink a lot, so I thought my liver would be fucked. But it's healthy. My body age is 32. I'm
It's good.
36, almost.
That's pretty
so-
crazy,
I
right?
mean, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Um,
Considering also we started hanging out when we were like 32, right? You and
Right.
me. And so like,
Yeah.
and we drank so fucking much for like a 2-year span, 3-year span.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Because also the doctor said my liver's not that bad either. So I was like, what? My lungs and liver are not that bad. My wife's looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? I got it twisted. My lungs are fine. My liver is fucked up.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
the doctor said I have a fatty liver, and that's also why I had to quit drinking for like 6 months.
Man.
yeah.
When
says-
did you quit drinking for 6 months?
At the beginning of last year, I didn't drink for not 6.
How did
maybe
you miss
3.
that?
Maybe 3. I was in America for about a month and a half of that.
yeah, I was like,
My wife's also saying it was 2 months.
She's just shaking her head over there.
wait, it went from 6 months.
to 3 to 2.
I just want to point that out.
Oops.
Yeah.
Anyway.
that was a big lie.
It was the 2 months felt. It was 6 weeks.
But like I bought this like juice cleanse pack where it was like a 2-day juice cleanse, and I just like binged right after it, or like
Wait.
I didn't even complete it.
Wait,
know?
so you prepped for your test?
No, it wasn't for that. It was just well, I mean, kind of.
But isn't that like not an accurate representation of
That's
your...
so. I broke the juice cleanse and just like fucking ate like crazy, and my excuse was that I need to like even this out. I need this to be
Oh, okay, yeah.
Your definition of moderation and balance is very different.
no, so I basically practice like Sue's thing. So it's just like I drank juice for breakfast and lunch, and then for dinner I just had like a cheesesteak, and
Nice.
so just undid like all of that.
Yeah.
So I need to practice my own words, but
Well, I feel like you are practicing your own words. Like you've decided that you're gonna not drink for a while, and you've adhered by that for the last 2 weeks. And-
Jay's been sober for 11 days.
it's so sad that
Well,
is an
no, give yourself some
accomplishment for
credit
me.
because it's pretty difficult, man. Like we're social. Our friend group hangs out frequently. Drinking predominantly is a feature of the hangout,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, in this country as well. It's
Right,
just like
absolutely.
everything is alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
all
But
the
isn't that really the case anywhere, though? I feel like our age kind of dictates that. Like, most people are drinking with dinner or just over conversation. Like, I'm not saying, binge drinking, but I feel like it's
yeah, having like a glass
thing,
of wine,
right? A glass of
yeah.
wine,
It's true.
cocktail
but
here and there.
I just like with the soju and mekju
Yeah.
here, it's different because it's so much cheaper and food just pairs really well.
Yeah.
Or at least
It's
Yeah.
really hard to have Korean barbecue and not drink. Like
Yeah.
just like psychologically, I
This
can't
is
enjoy the
panju,
meal.
right?
Yeah.
Like, you're just half drinking with food. As long as you're not pounding like 7 bottles of soju, I think we're okay.
I
Yeah,
also
that's the
to your
problem.
credit, Jay, I know for me when I drink, I'm like shots, like shot after shot. I'm a speed drinker basically because I want to get to that point of like buzz and fucked up fast. You're a slower drinker, but I mean the other weekend when we drank quite a bit, we had started drinking at 2 p.m. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I know. I drank for like 12 hours.
I also like
I'm
you
not
were
even
fucked up that
kidding
night.
you.
I was fucked up that night,
Yeah.
dude. Like, you know, like I think everyone was pretty fucked up. So,
Yeah.
you know, don't feel so bad about it. Like,
Oh yeah, Aaron woke up with buffalo sauce all over.
oh my
himself.
God, bro.
Was that the same night?
Okay. Yes, that night. Apparently, I don't remember any of this. I woke Jaehyun up because I was eating buffalo wings, watching her sleep. I was just like standing above her,
that's so
eating
creepy.
buffalo, and she was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She yelled at me, right? She was like, "What the fuck?" And me being like scared and ran away. And I woke, and then she like an hour later comes out to the kitchen. I'm sleeping on the floor underneath this table, buffalo sauce all over my shirt. And then she woke me. She's like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "I'm sorry, I yelled at you. Is that why you're sleeping here?" And I don't remember any of it. I just didn't remember any of it.
Yeah.
And then I like looked at my shirt. It was covered in sauce. Like I checked the fridge. All the buffalo wings were gone. It was just like I don't remember any of it. So
Yeah.
I was super fucked up that night as
Yeah.
well. You know.
Yeah.
The gremlin inside of you got
Oh
the
my
better
God,
of
I
you.
know. Yeah. If anyone needs to fucking stop drinking, it's probably me, dude. Like, I think I am the first that needs to stop drinking, and then like maybe it's you. Sue stopped drinking, so she would have been at the top of that list.
I've been. Hey,
I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm not joking.
it's been like 6 months, but I think that you guys get really fucked up. Like I normally don't get really fucked up unless it's like a night where I drink like an old fashioned, which I never should. But like the sweetness with the whiskey, I think whiskey makes me very angry too. But like y'all, I think a lot of the times when we drink a lot, I've seen you guys get like real fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, Jay is a really happy drunk.
Yeah, very,
Right?
both of you guys are happy drunks.
Yeah.
I've never seen you like doing anything ever like
Yeah.
negative, but it's just that you can't really like walk, for example.
What am I like when I'm drunk?
I've never seen you that
I'm the
fucked
same,
up.
right?
Yeah,
I know,
you're the
I
same.
am. I'm just the same.
Yeah, you're kind of the same.
Wait, Sam, tell
I
us.
can tell you're drunk because
I'm
you
slow.
say it.
Oh, I say. I'm just like deadpan.
You're
I'm
like,
really fucked up.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
you
like,
don't you don't slur your words or anything because like that's my
No.
giveaway.
not
Like, just start
really.
slurring.
But he's like, I'm like 11 shots deep. I'm so fucked
Wow.
up. That's literally how Sam
Oh,
will
that
say
I
it.
literally said that last weekend.
Yeah, he'll be like 11 shots deep. I'm fucked up.
Well,
I'm
so
like,
what have you been up to since you got here? Just kind of going out, hanging out. I know your friends were in town, right?
Yeah. So I came in Wednesday and then hung out a lot with Keenan because he had limited time. Went to the Kith opening. And
we went to
then-
Kith like 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kept going back to Kith. Just hanging out with Keenan and Amy, and like, he's really into food, and we
Feeding him just delicious Korean
Yeah,
barbecue.
we ate as much as we could, and then on the weekend, where did we go?
What-
We went out. I went out a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
There's some other
Court,
friends from
maybe?
New York and LA here.
We
Court
had
a few
some friends'
times,
birthday.
6 nights.
Actually, he hit up like
You went to Court
4
six
places.
Times, Vusic.
Damn, I don't know any of these
Yeah, me too.
places.
Me neither.
I mean, I'm not the clientele that they.
No.
I don't get recommended these places for a reason. So
I've literally asked you to come out, and you're
yeah,
like,
I know.
I know,
I
he-
politely
He
declined.
would hate these
But
places that we
The,
went to.
the sad thing is, I think our times days are numbered.
I think it's
I
done.
realize,
It's
yeah,
done.
I think it's over.
Why? What
I'm
does he
gonna
say
call
that?
it.
So the
It's
last
over.
2 times I went, we had tables on opposite sides of the club, and it just smells like vomit. Like,
Ew.
Yeah.
Do you notice? So that's the only reason, or because I feel
It's that the crowd, and on top of that, like, yeah. I mean, at first, like, I was really into the music. I think it really depends who's playing now. I think. And last time we went there with a big group, we stayed for like 45 minutes, and we're like, let's just get out of here.
And you always get tables, I assume.
it's so crowded. There's no
There's no-
choice.
okay.
Yeah, and it's
you have to get a table.
Yeah, and plus, like, I'm here visiting, right?
Yeah.
And like, it's just value compared to the U.S.
How much is a table at times?
Nominal. I don't even know. Like, I don't even worry. Like,
Good
it's
answer.
just-
Nominal.
It's just like, okay, like,
I think you buy a bottle and it's like 30만 원 for
That's-
one of the
okay,
cheaper
so
bottles.
that's
it,
not that
it
bad.
depends. If you go fancy, I think it's
30,
like 700. But
Yeah.
like,
Or- that sounds about right.
But that's like
Yeah.
Clase.
yeah. If you,
Yeah.
Patron, I think is like 250, 300.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
reasonable. Yeah.
Reasonable. Because I remember back in the day when I first like moved to Korea, I was like 23. And I was like, you have to get a table. Everyone kept telling me, like, you can't just be a guy on the dance floor. You have to get a table. That's how girls are going to sit down with you. Obviously, I was single and, like, basically a virgin, you know? So I was like, okay, whatever it takes. And I went out with these guys, and they're like, it's 500 for a table. And at the time, I was like, even if we split that 10 ways, that's $50, and like that's a lot of money for me.
That was a different time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of clubs now. I feel like though they might make you do, depending on how many people you have to do like minimum 2 bottles.
I just
Right.
think
I
I
think
think there's
that's-
nothing wrong with not going with the table, but we're just at the age now where it's weird.
It's weird if you're
It's
36 and not sitting at a table.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
really
agree.
weird.
Yeah.
You need somewhere to sit
For sure.
I agree.
dude.
because how
'Cause our knees
are we
don't work.
supposed to?
I
Yeah.
I made an observation. I was at Den Social in New York with a couple of friends, and they got a couple tables, and they were like trying to talk to girls and everything, and the girls would kind of just come through, take a shot,
Yeah.
and then just like flit away.
Right.
And I was like, guys, this place is way too young for us
Mm.
because these girls are like in their early mid-20s and they don't need to sit. They're not tired. So
Yeah,
they're not trying to
yeah,
hang
yeah.
out. They
Right.
just drink and
Yeah.
They're
they
like,
wanna get
thanks
fucked
for the
up.
free booze.
yeah. If
Yeah.
girls that are more our age, like they want to sit.
Yeah.
So they're gonna stay a
Yeah.
little bit.
And they also
Yeah.
want to get married. So like they want to see your face in like light, and
Yeah.
they want to
But
know
I'm
your
also
views.
not sure girls your age are gonna want to be like meeting
I don't think
people
any
at a
girls our
club.
age are
What
going to a
is,
club.
no,
what
that-
is
to
the
find a
age
husband.
range at clubs these days? Like,
20.
It depends where you go.
yeah,
20
If you're
to
in
30.
Hongdae, it's obviously like
Yeah, I know.
17
obviously
to 20. Yeah.
Hongdae, but like where you're going, Gangnam or whatever.
I'm sure it's
I think
25.
30 is like the max.
Yeah.
But like mostly it's concentrated probably between like 20 and 25-year-olds.
yeah,
That's young. That's young.
Yeah, maybe. But then when we roll up with our friends that are girls, I mean, the girls are all around our age too.
For sure.
it's-
Yeah. We definitely bring the average up.
We do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time, not last time, but I was at Den, I think maybe a year and a half ago, and someone added me on LinkedIn. Not even Instagram. They're like, "Oh, this
I
is
would
a
like to
good
connect with
opportunity."
you on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I would like to connect with
You
your
seem
penis.
more established in your career. Please help me.
Oh, you know what's speaking of LinkedIn, this is so random, but our friend Ingwan, I saw him in New York. We were just catching up, and then, he's a CEO of his own AI startup. He's a very successful, really brilliant guy. So we talked about my industry that I'm in, and he was like, "Hey man, like I really hope that you like do something big with your like skill set," and like he was trying to like basically gas me up, be like, "You should do something bigger with what you do, and like if you want to be a millionaire or whatever, like start a company." And me being me, I'm like, I'm not really that motivated. I'm kind of lazy, And long story short, he met the CEO of the biggest college consulting agency in the world, and he was like, "Hey, I just met the guy. I want to like connect you with him." And I was like, "Of course, I appreciate the opportunity." And then England goes, "A little bit of unsolicited advice. You might want to update your LinkedIn." Because my LinkedIn, I haven't touched that shit since I was like 22. And like the photo is from when I'm like 20. And he's like, just like make it look more professional because people like kind of judge you based on your LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And so I did spend some time like going through my photos being like, I don't have any photo of me that is remotely professional looking. Like I have photos of me in a suit, but I'm not going to put a fucking photo of me for my wedding up on my LinkedIn, Like
That would be so funny, actually. You're in like
yeah.
a tux.
I just realized like I'm so like there's a part of my
I mean,
professionalism.
you could take
that
it
is
right
so-
now. You're wearing like a button down.
Yeah,
like,
but in long story short, it was just funny because I hadn't thought about LinkedIn as anything but a stupid social media platform for tech people, I guess. And now I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get it together. So anyway, I just emailed the dude today, and maybe he'll respond. I have no idea. But shout out Ingwan, thank you so much for putting that together.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really really thoughtful of him.
Yeah.
But going back, so clubbing. Does anyone have any like epic club stories? I'll start, okay? I went to a club in Itaewon and I was wearing a blazer that night, and this girl fucking like made out with me, and I wore that blazer every night I went out clubbing that summer because I really thought
Hilarious.
that
That's
that
so
was
funny.
the sauce.
You're like, this is my lucky blazer.
No, I
Definitely
mean,
put that on.
you have a point.
Right?
You do have a point.
Because like I was like, oh, it's clearly it can't be me.
Uh-huh.
It's the blazer.
Yeah.
So I wore it in fucking like 102-degree weather the entire summer, and I didn't make out with a single person again the entire summer.
They're probably like, what? This guy's a complete idiot. Why is he wearing
Also,
a
I like wore
blazer?
big glasses at a time in my life before I got LASIK. I mean, Jaehyun knows. Like I looked 36 when I was 24. I just looked old. I don't
That
know what
has
it
to
is.
be.
Do you
one of the
guys
cover
remember
photos.
what each other was wearing on your first date?
I know what she was wearing. She was wearing an Hermes bracelet or Hermes shoes, right?
She's shaking her head.
No, you were, babe. She was wearing Hermes because I remember being like, and she also rolled up in a BMW, and I was like, okay. And it wasn't even a 3 Series. I was like, okay, for show. So I cracked my knuckles, and I basically, I pitched myself to her. I mean, she can tell the story better than me, but I pitched myself. I was on Shark Tank. Yeah. Hello, Shark.
You're pitching yourself as an investment.
I was like, give me a shot, and I can prove my value to you. Literally, I said that to her though.
For $100,000.
Yeah. Wait, I don't think. I mean, you probably remember what I was wearing. I think I was wearing my blue. Anyway, she's not on the mic. It doesn't matter. But
What were you wearing?
I think I was wearing a blue
Button-down?
A-Life jacket that was like $350. So it was like the most expensive thing I owned at the time. I was wearing my Rolex, obviously, because I had to like
Nice.
prove to
Stunt
her that
on
I have
him.
some money.
Yeah.
Wow. Is this like normal in Korea? It's just
Oh yeah.
really.
Yeah. If I had a car, I would have put my keychain on the table with my wallet.
Whoa.
Like that.
Would you do that in New York?
No.
No.
Same in back home.
Yeah.
I think
in
it's the
America,
opposite.
you
play it down.
downplay
You play it
everything.
down.
In
Yeah.
Korea, it's the opposite. People upplay everything in this country.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up.
It is.
This country
it
is such.
But honestly,
fucking nuisance.
it's not like Jian like fell in love with me because I had a fucking $350 jacket on.
Definitely not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a
that's-
Rolex, clearly. It was a Rolex, yeah.
And it was also an Oyster Perpetual, so not even a nice Rolex. It was like the entry level Rolex. Anyway,
You sound so Korean right now.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
Korea changed me.
In fact, I just want to point out that there's a big sign that
On the
says
whiteboard?
on the whiteboard, there's a huge Rolex circled and
I've been trying to
starred.
make an appointment at the Rolex store for months now, and like I can never get a reservation. It's impossible.
humble flex.
Do you know what you want?
I do. I want to get I just want to get a date just with like a.
You can't get in the States?
Dude, I could get in the States, but it's even when I go to places in the States, they're like, we'll put you on an email list. And like when we have an inventory, I've gone to several stores in the States and none of them have emailed me.
I think you have to like go to the stores and put in FaceTime with the SA and just be like,
Absolutely.
yeah,
You have to have
here,
a
you know?
relationship with
Like,
the sales associate.
Can I add you on Kakao Talk?
Not getting a reservation at the store reminds me of how stupid this is. Like, I'm almost glad because it's like, yeah, I'll save myself some money and also like, fuck this stupid bullshit. You know, this money is better spent on literally anything else.
What's the car game out like here? Like, if you want a car, is it more expensive?
It's
than
so
the States?
expensive.
Like a 30-40% markup?
Yeah,
Or?
easily.
Okay.
Easily. And I've talked to people who like would bring their cars from the States, which at one point wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $14,000 to bring in your car. So,
But
like,
you have to pay duties, I think.
yeah,
percentage,
there's a lot of
right? It's a
paperwork.
percentage.
Yeah.
But yeah, like at a certain point, I was like, maybe I'll just bring my car from the States for like $14K doesn't seem that bad. But also like $14K could get you like a
Just
very
get
nice
a used car.
Exactly,
Yeah. Why would you
exactly.
Yeah.
bother?
There's no
There's
point.
no point. Yeah.
There's no point.
Unless you had like an R8 or like. you know,
I've like
a
also
Spiders.
looked online at one point in my life of like used, nice cars in Korea. You can get a used 5 Series in Korea for like 500만 won, like 5 million won. I mean, it's not going to be a nice 5 Series, but it'll like look nice.
Or it'll just have like a million miles.
It'll have
on
like,
it.
do you know what? That's the thing. It won't even have that many miles compared to America. Like what we
That's
can, you know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah,
Like
the country is pretty.
it's just like
small.
maintenance costs are so high in Korea. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like, so I'm in the hagwon industry. Everyone in our business drives a Porsche. It's kind of like, if you don't, you're not like successful. That's the only reason I bought the Rolex is that my boss at the time was like,
I see.
you need to prove to parents that like you're good at your job. And the only way to prove that is to say that you've made
You
money.
made a lot of money.
Wow.
I know how I interface with clients. I'm a kyopo from California. And so that's why my boss at the time was like, you need to level up your appearance.
That's
you
so
know?
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
really
makes
is.
sense. I've been watching this K drama about it's called 졸업, like graduation or whatever, and it's about these like hagwon teachers in Daechidong, and
Which is where my wife is from.
which is where Chan is from, and they're like 일타강사, so which means they're like the top
Yeah.
like hagwon teachers.
And I'm sure they're rich as
They're
fuck.
rich
dude.
as fuck.
Yeah.
They're making money. So
Yeah.
you can tell, like, I mean, the teacher's carrying a Birkin. You know what I mean? Like
Look,
they
if I'm being honest, like buying a Birkin buying a Rolex for a guy is the same as buying a Birkin, right? It's just
Right.
like $15,000 or $20,000 that you're just saying, I have this money to throw around to flex.
To flex. Yeah.
And I feel so stupid having bought into that at one point in my life when I bought my Rolex. And honestly, I'll tell you what I paid. I paid $4,800 for that Rolex, which is a steal. Like I got it for a really good deal. And you know, the Rolex I'm looking at now is maybe $15,000. Like that's a lot of money. Like I have to remind myself that like why would I spend this much money on a watch?
Yeah.
And like that's how much Korea has brainwashed me.
Yeah.
In a way. And
Yeah,
and I
I'm
don't like
surprised.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a great guy in Namdaemun who sells
who makes fake Rolexes.
very nice product. I would
Is
recommend.
it like a fake watch guy?
Oh yeah.
So are you telling me if I had a nice watch on in Korea and if you went out, like you'd have a different experience?
No, I think
Yeah, right?
No, not
It's
really.
like that.
no.
But if we were, it's not that. But
Next time,
Let me borrow
Sam's
your
in town.
Rolex.
But I
Fucking
will say
wearing
this:
all
like
this shit.
if you worked
you'll
in
attract
business,
all the money grubbing hoes. Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
if
right.
you worked in Korea and you were like a business person trying to close deals, for example, yeah, that might make a difference in terms of.
But
how
that's
much,
the same in the States, right? Like if I'm showing up to a meeting where I know I'm going to be meeting with like the CEO of other companies, I'm not going to roll up like looking like a scrub.
no, totally.
No, that's
totally.
clothing is one thing.
Yeah.
But like accessories,
Yeah,
right?
I think
Yeah,
know what you
I don't
mean.
think that matters. At
Bro,
all.
are you kidding? Look at Selling Sunset.
But that is
those guys
that's
make
not
a living
normal.
off flexing. Yeah, that's
yeah.
part of
That's
their
like they're
job.
all about their
Yeah.
aesthetic.
every executive at Netflix, every executive that I work with,
Really?
yeah,
They're
they
blinged
have
out?
love. They have like Cartier bracelets. All the Kardashians started the whole like Cartier fucking craze. Everyone's blinged out. Everyone's wearing Hermes bangles. It's all there. Like if you're in the wealthy crew, like
Yeah.
everyone's wearing it.
But
I'm
it's funny
literally like the
and
poorly.
Hermes bangles and like Cartier, like maybe Hermes is crazy, but Cartier bangles are not
10?
outlandishly. I don't even think they're 10. I think
That's
they're like
10 grand.
It's 10.
The love bangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 10 grand.
Yeah.
With
Wow,
like
I have-
dime, if you have like.
Oh, the diamond studded one.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh wow, I actually had no idea. I
Yeah.
was surprised. So after the whole Rolex thing, I was like, okay, fuck Rolex. I'm gonna buy like an Omega or something, you know, like another brand. But I looked at Omega and Cartier and I was like, these watches are more expensive than a Rolex. Like
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
It blew my mind, dude. Cartier's trying to charge like 20 grand for a fucking
It's
a
great.
leather strap fucking watch. I couldn't believe it actually.
I was at one of our favorite bars, and this guy who we know is rich because he's talked about it. He literally had a AP, and I was like, oh,
What is that for us poor people?
Audemars Piguet,
Piaget or something. I don't know.
Piaget, whatever.
Wow, we're all so poor.
Whatever.
I will never buy that watch.
Poor to know.
That watch
Okay.
is very expensive.
Yeah.
That brand.
But anyway, I was like, yeah, that's definitely a nice watch. But, you know, I wasn't saying anything. But some girl was like, isn't that like a really expensive watch? And he was like, yeah, it's 3억 5천. And I was like,
3억 5천?
I was like, shut
So
the
that for
fuck
listeners out there,
up,
that's basically
dude.
like $300,000. That's like
But the fact that
Wow.
he said that right away, like, was such a turnoff, right?
Sure,
I was just
sure.
like, shut up. You know, he's like, yeah, it was just like 3억 5천. And I'm like, why would you spend that much
I
money
know.
on a fucking
You
watch?
can't buy class. I'll say that.
you definitely
You know.
can't buy class, but conversely, class when you're that wealthy, I mean, that just
But
means
I
it
think
comes
I
from-
think really, really, really wealthy people would never talk about it.
Yeah, I
right?
don't think
Like-
they would
Probably
talk
not,
about.
yeah.
I think they'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's nice. It was a nice. It
was a gift.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's a gift,
I'm really
right?
into watches. You know,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
pulling out of my apartment building, and one of those Lambo SUVs was, in the same vicinity, and I was just like doing a 3-point turn to get out. So I, pulled reverse, whatever, and I was near this car. It was a Lambo SUV. This girl was in it. I was maybe like, I don't know, a foot away from it. And she starts cursing at me, like with her windows up and like yelling. So I roll my window down. I'm like, what's up? Like, what's wrong? And she said, you almost hit my fucking $300,000 car.
God,
And
what a fucking piece
yeah.
Of shit.
and I said, I'm sure you bought it.
Yeah. Also, like, yeah, I'm sure you have insurance, so
yeah, no,
it's fine,
and
dude.
to me, it's like you either didn't buy it someone got it for you, or
Yeah.
you're leveraged up to the hilt to have this car and it's part of your identity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point because in Korea too, I would say Korea is like a weird kind of condensed microcosm of that attitude, right? Where people take out huge loans to buy luxury goods and project a
Oh,
lifestyle.
dude, not even that. My mind was blown when I was like paying for dinner one day, and they're like, "Do you want to pay for this in installments?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell is that,
know.
guys? That's crazy.
This
That's
country's built
And,
off of
and
debt.
my
now,
friend told me that like girls and guys go on dates, and the guys would be like, "Oh, like wait outside, babe," like and then he's like, "All right, how many
Over a
payments
12-month period.
can I
Yeah.
split this,
Yeah.
dinner out?" And like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
And they're paying interest,
Yeah.
to split up this
But the
like,
system
meal
is-
that they can't afford.
The system is
How
designed that
sad.
way, unfortunately, right? Like, so we all pay off our credit card. I assume we pay off our balances for credit cards every month, full balance, but majority of people don't. And that's why, like, that metal credit card that for us is just like, oh, it's fun, that's metal, it's nice.
This
It's like,
one trick that credit card companies hate: paying your balance on
balance
time.
on time.
just pay
Yeah.
your whole balance, but like most people don't. And like, do 23% interest is like, that's fucking
That's
crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're having the most like mid-30s conversation right now. This is so funny. Back to sobriety though. Has anyone ever, and now I'm curious, has anyone ever bought something when they were drunk or like, woken up and like, for
Oh,
me,
totally.
for example, really?
Online shopping. Yes.
I've never done online shopping. I'm too drunk to like open my laptop, I want to say. I've definitely bought drinks for people and woken up the next day being like, I spent $300 last night. Like, what the hell was I doing?
Maybe like a pan, also like a pie of pizza pie.
100% I've done that.
Like
yeah.
3 pies. Yeah. But I think there have been moments when I've gone home drunk and then I'm not like tired enough. So then I'm like eating and munching on stuff. And then I start thinking like, oh, I want to buy something. And then I buy something that I did not need. Right. And then have no recollection, so I don't even check the next day. It's
Then
not
it
even
shows up.
doesn't even cross my mind.
Just shows up on your door.
Yeah,
and
then it
It's
shows
a
up like
puppy.
this.
who.
You're like, what the fuck?
Oh my
If I
god.
could, I would. I'd like
Sure.
end up with like.
I'm
6
surprised you haven't bought a
puppies.
dog yet, actually. You've been
Because
talking
you
about it for a
can't.
while.
You gotta adopt.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. When I say
Excuse me.
sorry,
Are you looking?
When I said
Don't
buy,
shop.
I meant to say save. I'm surprised you haven't saved a puppy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But if I could save a puppy, just with a click,
Yeah,
I
sure.
would 100% do that. And
It's a good thing that they don't allow that because
Every
there
weekend.
literally would be like 11 puppies. in
11
your-
puppies of that, I'd be
Yeah.
so sick. I'd be so allergic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sad.
Wait, Sam, do you have any pets? I assume not because you travel so much.
Now my family, I got my parents a dog like 2 years ago.
Oh, nice. What breed?
It's a Maltipoo.
Cool.
Ollie, I bought
Classic.
him cash.
Yeah, you bought that
Horrible.
dog.
But he's the
He
best.
went to a breeder and he bought that
He's the
dog.
best. Friend of mine
the
actually,
worst.
bought his sibling first, and I was like, "Where'd you get that dog?" And then I was,
I love it. I love
yeah, and I literally,
love it,
I
dude.
just,
Who's your dealer?
What
Yeah.
a commodity. What a commodity.
so we both, they're siblings, so it's nice we like
That's cool.
bring them for play dates and stuff. But the breeder was definitely really sketchy. She was Korean and like.
say no more, man.
Yeah, and it was like definitely some illegal thing going on
Sure.
because like I asked like, can I come by and meet the dog at your place or house? She's like, no, and she just showed me videos of the dogs, and then we just picked
The
one.
dog is holding up a newspaper of today's date.
Yeah, and then I drove somewhere to meet her, and she brought the dog, and then
You got the cash.
yeah,
you got
no,
the dog.
I paid her. I had the dog, and I literally asked her a question about the dog maybe a day later, and she just like had blocked me.
Oh my God.
Like,
She throws you a duffel
Wow.
bag with a dog in it.
So shady.
that being
is
said,
shady.
though, Ollie's a good dog.
Oh.
Ollie's very, very cute.
And Ollie is a great name for a dog.
yeah.
Yeah. It was very important to pick a name that my Korean parents could pronounce. Oli.
Your parents don't speak English that well?
Not perfect.
Huh.
They're good. I mean, they're definitely gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
But no, not perfect. Yeah.
It's always interesting because I've had even with Jayon, we've had conversations about like names for like future children and stuff, and I've talked to many of my other friends who, ESL parents, and basically they're like, yeah, as long as we can say it in like Japanese or Korean or whatever, like easily,
Yeah.
like phonetically,
Phonetically.
like
yeah.
we're not gonna name our kid
No R's.
Cassandra.
There's
You
no
know what I mean?
R's.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah.
We're not gonna name him Ezekiel. Like,
Rory out of the question.
it'll be like
yeah.
like Mina or like
Yeah.
Lori.
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 Ollie, yeah,
that's
Ollie's a good one, yeah. Wait, so Sam, I want to know about your recent escapades in Homo Hill. We're thinking about titling this episode.
Actually,
Okay.
can
King of Homo Hill, so.
can I talk about this?
Yes.
Sure.
Because-
Yeah. Let's talk about it. This is
So, Sam's obviously like physically he's taller. He's more built than like the average like Korean
He will
guy.
catch a girl's eye on the
Yeah.
street for sure. Yeah.
And so we were due at Kith Siddell's for like, late afternoon brunch or whatever. And I show up and Sam is wearing a white mesh tank top.
Ooh.
it's
Yeah.
85 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sweating.
He also
Like-
thinks he's Machine Gun Kelly.
His arms were burst. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like this
Dude,
dude is
also,
wearing
it
a
being
bright
mesh-
I know,
white
It being
mesh.
mesh is like so awesome.
Yeah.
Like you see his like
Bug
nipple
club.
piercings.
very
Yeah.
no.
It was
wasn't
it
like,
was jersey. It was like a jersey.
It was
like
a
it was
a
a
basketball
jersey, but
jersey.
it was
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
meshy. It was like
yeah.
It's breathable.
It's breathable,
Yeah.
right? It's very bright and white, and he's wearing a cap, LA cap, right? Typical, and
Yeah, that's like the uniform.
and
though.
like gym shorts. Well, no, I'm not like
yeah.
but it's very LA. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
guy
yeah.
is a transplant, or like he's obviously visiting from LA because
Yeah, yeah.
you
No-
would never
no-
see a Korean guy wearing
sure,
that
for sure.
especially not at like a Kith Siddell's, right?
For sure.
And I thought it was hilarious because
People probably thought you were famous, honestly. Like
What?
Because
maybe they're like he's an athlete.
I was-
no, it takes a certain confidence level to show up. Especially Sue's on the money with that. It's like no one shows up at a new restaurant that's like super trendy, not wearing the quote unquote Sunday best. As in like,
I was hot.
no, I mean,
Yeah.
but
No,
that's
we
such a
understand
that's such a
why you
California
were.
answer. Yeah. I totally understand. Yeah,
It was a very LA move.
but I'm
right?
sure people were like turning heads, being like, he
yeah,
must be someone who like doesn't give a fuck because he's so like famous or rich or some shit.
More context, we're at a table with like 6 girls. So it's like 6 girls and Sam. And so these girls are from like New York and LA. We're the loudest table. Everyone's dining like very quietly, very Korean. And we're like, yeah, touch my boobs. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of conversation that was happening, which all of that was like so funny to me. And then I was thinking, so the night before it was Pride. There was like a Pride parade, and Itaewon was like super lit because a lot of people were out and about. All the gays were in Itaewon. It was really nice to see, actually.
Yeah, it's a big event. Yeah.
But I was telling Sam that he would have fit right in at Homo Hill because there were definitely like a few foreigners, like big white guys that were wearing that exact outfit, waiting to get into a gay club. So I was like,
My peoples.
No, that's awesome.
So it's been this running joke with like my friends that are also here visiting. Like they changed the name of our group chat to Homo Hill.
and now it is.
Oh, I changed it to King of Homo Hill
Nice.
to embrace it. And they put a picture of me, on
you got to
it.
lean in, man.
And then I was actually in Itaewon. I took a picture there.
nice.
And yeah,
I think it's great. I think that's like the highlight of this trip. That's
And
the
also
fact that
for
you're
listeners
king
who
of Homo
don't
Hill.
know, like we're not just saying Homo Hill, like it's called Homo Hill because
Right.
historically that's where the gay people in Korea lived and like thrived. A lot of gay-owned businesses are out there. And what's crazy though is like, so Homo Hill and Hooker Hill are like one street away from each other.
Right.
And
wait, so I could tell a girl like you look like you belong on Hooker Hill. That's
you
a
probably
thing?
don't want to say
You
that.
probably don't like if you want to insult her and never see her again.
But it's crazy because like that street is, and it also leads up to the mosque. Like it's a
Oh,
weird.
I think I know what you're talking about. The blue. Okay, I've seen that.
And
yeah.
there's like a 초등학교. There's an elementary school at the end
it's
of
a
the
really
block.
so that whole area is going to be just basically high-rise buildings in the next couple of years. So a lot of those businesses are going to get pushed out.
Right.
That whole history is going to be forgotten one day, which is very sad.
That is so sad.
It is
because,
very sad.
I mean, it's so, homosexuality was not that accepted in
I know,
Korea.
and now
just
we have
even-
Pride. We have a Pride March day, which is crazy.
Right,
Like,
and
it's amazing. I
And
love
that
it.
I think that area is such like a iconic sort of like
Yeah.
super inclusive, very like anti-Korean, conservative culture.
Sure.
And it'd be really sad to see that being wiped out. But
Well, it just means that our like gay friends need to buy up property and maintain the legacy, because for sure that property is being bought up by a fucking bunch of
Some developers.
private equity developers for sure. I have a funny story about Homo Hill.
PC.
That's what I was trying to clarify. Like
Yeah.
it's called that by the gay community. So
Yeah,
it's like, I'm
it's
not
called
saying
that by the gay community. We do need to-
I remember. So I have a good friend who was in Korea for like a year or two, and he was friends with Mickey Blanco, who's like a gay rapper from New York or something. So he's like, "Come out to this concert tonight. Mickey's performing." I didn't know who he was, and it was at Cake Shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I went, and then Mickey Blanco is like this really, really tall black man, and he's wearing white high heels, like booty shorts, and like a mesh top, all white. And then he goes, after the show, he's like, "All right, follow me, bitches," and like walks from Noksapyeong Station to Homo Hill,
Yes.
and has like a caravan of people behind, who are all queer, by the way.
Yeah.
And like me and my friend are at the very back. I'm just like, I do not belong here, man. Like, but it was crazy, because this is maybe 2014. Like, people were just shook. Like, who is this giant of a man?
That's amazing.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I had like photos or something. It was crazy.
So when is it appropriate to wear a tank top? Can we just clarify, like,
Korean
Going
people
back to
only
that.
wear tank tops when they're like on hangang, like playing basketball, working out.
by the beach.
You would never wear tank tops in Korea
Yeah.
at
even when it's
indoors.
95
Or if
degrees?
you're a
No.
delivery man, a lot of mesh tank tops.
Yeah.
Or
The
like
delivery
if you were
game.
like
Yeah.
a good for nothing like ajashi who's wearing like one of those stretched out wife
Like
beaters,
midyas?
midyas. Right? Like you see those where
Oh,
they're
for
like
sure.
sucking on a soju bottle on the streets.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you just tough it out and you sweat.
I think that Korea is a land of like button ups and like collared shirts. Like, guys will be wearing like long sleeve button ups all summer long.
Do you have armpit hair?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just thinking, like, it'd be so gross to see all these like Korean dudes wearing. Sorry, no, I mean, just for me personally, wearing a bunch of tank tops and then
yeah.
just like,
That being said, like there are long sleeves, there are collared shirts, but there's also just like t-shirts. And,
Yeah.
like
But when it's hot, I mean, I don't do well in the humidity. I'm from LA.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You like
I
the
think-
dry heat.
I think.
I think you can wear whatever you want, Sam.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. You're just gonna have to like deal with
And
it.
also, like,
cutoffs are more common, right? Just like
yeah.
I see.
You know, without
okay.
the-
I,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't know if I see people wearing them to like restaurants as a lot, if ever.
Yeah,
honestly, yeah.
yeah, definitely like not to restaurants.
It's kith,
Oh.
though. It wasn't like a fancy.
No, that's the thing. So,
fancy-
like, I feel like you're at Sadel's at Kith, like, you have an LA hat on or whatever. Like, I think most people assume this guy's from America. He must, like, you were
100%.
not being judged negatively
No,
at all.
no.
They were
No.
just like
actually
gawking at you because you're a novelty.
Keenan's coworker made a comment about all
really?
of us rolling in. He's like, "Look at this guy, typical Korean American, rolling up in his tank top and like
Yeah,
or whatever."
sure.
And all the girls look Latina.
I guess that is the Korean, especially the LA Kyopol look.
Yeah,
All the girls look Latina. Oh, for sure, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you, you've been going out and clubbing and stuff. The last episode we did with you, Sam, was called No Mankase on the First Date. We talked a lot about like your dating philosophies and things that you like. Can you update any listeners or just us on like how your views have grown or matured or
Be careful out there.
Be careful out
Yeah.
there.
Why? What
Just-
makes you say that?
just be careful out
Have you been
there.
hurt recently, or you just like dodged some bullets? You out there like Neo in the
attacked.
Matrix, just fucking get.
I mean, I think
By a
the
mama
apps
bear.
were like, the internet is a great thing to bring people together, but also you don't know who the fuck that person is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think the best way to meet people is through mutual friends.
Yes,
Yeah.
you need people to vouch.
Sometimes.
It's like
Most it's still better
it's
than
like
a
when you
stranger.
sign a lease in an
Yeah, that's
apartment,
true.
like you need like a guarantor.
Guarantor, yeah.
I think that for sure, because especially at our age, when you meet someone, you have no idea what the fuck they could be making up a bunch of shit about themselves.
That's true.
Like, straight up,
You just
you know?
got to take their word for it. Of
Honestly.
Or
like,
if you're
Yeah.
a girl, the guy is probably a serial killer. You literally have to be worried every single time.
it's
Is this
50-50.
guy going
Yeah.
to take me home and murder me and then eat my body parts? Like, that's an actual
I just
concern.
think like networks are a real thing.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like my college network, I think is a very good one where
Mm-hmm.
all the guys are really decent guys, really
yeah,
good
yeah.
guys. Same with the girls, and you can kind of just make that assumption of if we all know you and we're all friends with you, like you have some
You've
type
passed
of
the smell test.
you have
at
some type of
point.
moral standard.
Yeah.
But you know, not everyone's like that,
Mm.
and
Are you feeling that when you are in Korea, are you like just trying to have fun, or is your goal to like, get plastic surgery or to
just here to hang out with friends.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Visit my friends, you guys, and there's a few people visiting at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, just enjoying myself.
He just really likes Korea. He
I
likes the
do.
food here.
yeah.
Well, Sam, I'm
Sam
gonna just
really
say
loves-
like we all love having you in Korea. It's when you visiting Korea is like when I used to visit Korea when I was a kid and hanging out with my cool cousins and my aunt and like, looking forward to that. Being like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with my homies. Like we love having you around. So please come more often.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wish. I really do enjoy my time here. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, if I could figure out a way to spend even more time here, I would.
Gotta
Yeah,
get
you-
that F4 visa, baby.
Yeah, get your F4.
That's, I mean, not that
Or
much time.
start a business. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be the step to figure out, right? But
Yeah.
you guys have it good. This is a great place. You have a great community.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I think you're just bored of LA.
LA does not
Yeah.
speak to me these days.
Yeah, give
I
us
would
the
say.
Why not you? You should try living in Europe.
where in Europe though.
That's a
Berlin.
younger person's game, I think. I did want to live in Berlin at some point in my life.
Well, Liz is
but-
out there, right?
Yeah.
Do you know
She
Liz?
is.
Yeah, but she's like a DJ. Like,
Wait, Liz is a DJ.
She dabbles.
dude, she has the
but
coolest. She has the coolest DJ name.
What's
It's
her?
Nuna.
It's just Nuna.
Yeah, just Nuna.
DJ Nuna.
Oh wait, yeah, that's great.
No,
Yeah.
it's not even DJ Nuna. It's just
That is-
Nuna.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
that's her DJ.
I think that's
moniker.
pretty cool.
I agree. I agree. It's almost as cool as DJ Soda. But Liz's tits are not as big as hers, so it's an uphill battle for Liz. Sorry, Liz. I think Berlin would be sick for you, but also I think that Korea is where you belong, man. Like straight up.
Yeah. I've talked to a couple other, kyopos, and they kind of feel the same way.
Wasn't like
and-
also Dan thinking about relocating here?
oh,
He
Dan
was-
Shin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. We talked about it.
Yeah, I think for them, they're kind of, New York is a lot with the
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
So
I feel like we'll see him coming at some point.
It's amazing how Korea, our birth rate is falling precipitous, is like off a cliff, right? But also the allure of like Korean Americans or foreign-born Koreans in general just returning back, like a reverse diaspora. I don't think the numbers are evening out necessarily, but I think it's really cool that
Yeah.
it's like a reverse opportunity. Like our parents went to America for the opportunity, and now America is like an empire on decline. We're coming back for new opportunities and also like safety. Like there's so many things happening in America.
Yeah.
I
that
think
fucking
safety is a
suck.
big.
Dude, cleanliness,
Huge.
safety, just it's really, really nice. And
Better food.
the food is not only just better, tasting better, but it's just cleaner. And I really feel that, yeah.
Although, did you see that study about? They did a study on like microplastics on men, and every man in the study had microplastics
In their balls.
in their balls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. That's
But
so
we-
scary, dude.
Yeah.
But we know that.
I didn't know that. Not until I
We've
read the
known
article.
that.
Have we?
Yeah, we've been
I
eating
saw some meme
microplastics.
about. Do you remember like when toothpaste used to have that glitter in it?
Uh-huh.
That's
that
all
was just plastic, right?
Straight
Like
up,
we're just
br-
so
brushing our teeth
dumb.
with-
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Face wash too.
That's why it's
right,
so
yeah, the
fucked up
beads.
because these companies need to
word.
be more conscious of this, right? Like
Yeah.
they should be held accountable for the products they put out. But
Damn.
no one gives a shit.
Or more precisely, I mean, that's true. No one gives a shit. It's like if people are making money,
Mm-hmm.
the incentive is to just like make money while you're alive, then give a shit about
and
the
then
future.
figure it out later.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Gets
yeah.
all those people at
Well,
the top.
while we're talking about really scary and depressing things, have you guys heard about these spiders in New York that are parachuting themselves into the city? And they're
What?
they're the size of your hand and they are poisonous. Yeah.
Fucking
Is this like a
terrifying.
real thing?
Yeah. So I did some research. I think they're called like they're not called doja. I want to say they're called doja. It's like a 4-letter word.
Doja
They're a breed of spider that are very common in Asia, actually. They're the ones that the females are yellow with like gray stripes. They look gnarly. They definitely don't get as big as your hand, but they are pretty big.
Oh, I feel like I see them when I'm hiking.
Yeah, they're everywhere in Korea.
Yeah, they
and
have, like-
they're poisonous, but they don't bite humans as much as you might think. And also the whole thing about them parachuting in, they do use their webbing as a parachute mechanism, but only when they're like very young, just to like disperse themselves. But I saw what was it called? Joro. They're called Joro spiders. Yeah, but I saw the headline and I was like freaked out because I was like, oh, America's fucked. Can you imagine? So, dude, an army of fucking spiders parachuting into your
Yeah.
cities is
Yeah.
scarier than D-Day, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's
Why is it always New York? There's always some type of weird bug or animal, like
because New York is a city of sin.
lanternflies.
It's a city that deserves to be under the fucking river.
Oh yeah, the lanternflies, because LA never had the lanternflies, right? Those were gross.
I remember when you had to kill. It's like
Oh
you see a
my
fly,
gosh.
you kill a fly.
Yeah, it was nasty.
But lanternflies were just invasive. They weren't poisonous necessarily, right? They were just invasive.
Yeah.
Just like how kilpos in Korea are an invasive
yeah,
species.
in their
They
tank, in
are,
their tank tops.
100%.
Right, and we're
Yeah.
Great. We brought it full circle.
Nice.
That was good. Yeah.
That was a good callback. All
was
right,
a
guys.
great
Well, I feel like
callback.
that's a great place to end up at the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Side Dish Podcast. Catch us on Instagram at _ the side dish. Sorry, I had like a 1.5 shots, and I'm like
I love
drunk.
when you make those like noises. When I edit the podcast and I hear those, I fucking die.
Yeah.
I'm just like dying by myself. Yeah.
And follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcasts. And with that said, we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.